Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to one of my Let's Plays, my Wire Was Caught My Mic, which I think is a fantastic start, don't you? I certainly do. So anyway, I've been rather distracted. Welcome to Colonial Conquest 2. Yeah, you may not have heard of this. I don't think I've really met many people who have ever heard of this game. This came out in 1994 by Christian. I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I probably will fail and look stupid. Yeah, this is a game I played a fair bit in my childhood. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It has spaceships, it has aliens, and it really has everything. A simple little game. Let me press space. I believe there's a little bit of a blurb. Yeah, so this is a kind of a giftware game. Which is pretty cool. It's kind of got all the trappings of an indie game about it, and as I say, I spent quite a bit of time playing this in my childhood. I was quite enamoured with the game, and yeah, I noticed there wasn't any other Let's Plays of it, at least not that I could find in the 5 minutes I spent looking for them. That's some email address. I wonder if that's still active. I might try and email this guy, see if we can get some good response. But, yeah, without any further ado, let's go. Additional thanks. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Beta tester heroes. Nice. Right, okay, let's generate a new universe. I don't really know what that does, but I feel that's a healthy way to start. Now, we got to start a new game. Start a new game? Hey! Not players. Yeah, you can actually do two-player version. It does involve, however, like hot seating over the keyboard because this was made back in the day when internet wasn't really a thing. At least not that I know of. I could be wrong. I was very young at the time, so. Yeah, so it's just me. Right. Well, now I believe I've beaten this game before. And, well, it was a long time ago I played this last. I got a fair idea about how to play it. So, I think I'm going to go and challenge myself here. And I'm going to go hard. We'll see how it turns out for me. I also don't really know what it changes. I imagine, like, back in the day, it's just going to essentially be the computer cheating and getting more bonuses, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So monthly report, first turn we always get a report and it always says nothing, because nothing's happened because the game hasn't started. Here is the, I suppose, the universe interface. You see we've got lots of icons in the bottom here. They will make more sense as we go on with the game. It has been some time since I've last played, as I mentioned earlier. So everything's a bit hazy, so really we're discovering this together. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's interesting. I can do 3 commands a turn. So I don't have access to many of these things. I mean, look, I look at flight status and don't get anything. Travel routes don't get anything. Once I've got ships flying around, that'll make more sense. I've got the one planet, believe it or not. Espionage. I can't even remember what espionage does. Man, I've got no memories of this. Anyway, right now, and let's look at our one planet, the planet Fath. Memories. So, what we have here is the planet interface. If I click over here, we can see I can identify the various types of terrain I have available to work with. Tropical forest, sea, mountains, hills, and fertile ground. Fertile ground is a good one. I'd say a very good one. This is actually a really nice start. Not good production-wise, but in other ways it will become apparent. So yeah, this is a very cool little planet. What you need is you need to work these tiles. It's kind of like Civilization, by dumping colonists down on them. Different areas provide different resources, depending on different type of area. Forests are actually really kind of cool. If you build what they call greenhouses on forests, they're good because you can improve tiles with various doodads. Give me a sec here to organise my thoughts. So here's everything we can build right now. As time goes by, oh god, I don't want to build that. Cancel, cancel. I just clicked somewhere I couldn't build. That worked for me. So we have a list of things we can build here. We will have more as time goes on. As you can see, this is the amount of build units, hammers, shields. I don't even know what to call them. Toenails. The amount of toenails we need to build. We also have this icon here that indicates that these 3 things need colonists to work them. So they'll really be probably what we'll be building and putting colonists on most. These other things provide bonuses which are fairly self-explanatory. Let's see. Energy collector collects energy from the sky, I believe, but I think we're actually better off with the power plants rather than an energy collector. Who knows? City you need for population, eventually that'll cap. You need barracks to turn your guys into soldiers, which will become important later. Ground defense helps for space battles, but I don't think it's actually worth building. University, when you have an idle colonist, let me cancel. Idle colonists provide light bulbs, which after an arbitrary amount of light bulbs, you get a research increase. So you don't really have to work on it as long as you've got just a couple of guys hanging around, you know, sitting in the poker room, smoking maybe, having a couple of drinks, just pondering. And spaceport, you need to build spaceships, which are under the others. As it stands, we don't really have many spaceships we can build. We have the meat and potatoes, colony ship, troop transport, fighter, dreadnought. Simple stuff. Pretty cool. These will become more apparent, like their uses and whatnot, as time goes on. Let's cancel that. Right, so let's get on with it. We want to start dumping our calls down somewhere useful and actually start getting things done. Now, the best place for them as it stands is probably the forest, because if I dump them on the mountains, they're still only getting 1 toenail, and we want bananas as well. The yellow things remind me of bananas, they always did. So really, that's the most efficient place to dump them. I think I want to keep 1 person free for now to provide light bulbs, because there's a ship I'd like to build fairly early on, maybe... maybe not. We can do that later once we've got a bit of a population going on. But right now, what we need is bananas and toenails. So I'm going to build that. Then I'm going to build a food robot, because this fertile ground here is actually a really rare kind of tile, and provides a hell of a lot of food if you put a food robot on it. So that's what we're going to build first, so we can get tons of food and encourage colonists to come over here and start breeding like crazy, basically. So that's my actions for the turn. I hit end turn. Turn ends, and I get the monthly report. I'm going to be losing food for a while because I don't have a granary. A granary will store up food, naturally. So if you don't have anyone working food, or don't have enough food to feed your colonists, they'll last longer without starving to death. Which is nice. So I've got that building. You can see a little hammer icon next to Fath, which indicates that they're building something and busy, so you don't have to go down there and tell them what to do. Which becomes handy when you have dozens of planets and you have to keep track of them all. 2 turns and food robot is done. Right, so the most worked tile we can see so far for bananas is the greenhouse over here. I should really talk over this initial colony. On your first planet you get an initial colony. That's the only place you're going to get them. We've got here the colony ship landed, the city, the greenhouse, which appears to be on a water tile. You can't usually build things on water tiles, but I'm not going to judge the game at this point. Nuclear power plant, spaceport, and planetary defences. It's a good start, you know, it's pretty decent. To check my population, to make sure I don't need another city. So yeah, the greenhouse produces 3 bananas. This produces 5 bananas. So you can see right off the bat, it's a heck of a lot of food. And yeah, what we need at this point is a heck of a lot of food. Because we need people, quickly. Because, yeah, without people we can't do sod all. Right, so I'm trying to decide now what's more important. More bananas or mining? I think more bananas is the way to go. because again, more people just equals more stuff. So more food robot. Going to take a little longer, but hopefully we're going to have start colonists trickling in over time. So we'll just so many fond memory. Oh, something happened. You get back to the report by hitting the reports button. I remember that because I do this all the time. So we got a new colonist, which is good. People are complaining about not having Grand Ride. That's bad, but there's not really a morality system in this, so people don't rebel, they'll just complain. Whatever. And our food robot's done. Boom, bananas. Problem solved. Right, I'm going to leave them there as well, and I'm going to start building mining robots, because at this point we really want production. We now want to start grinding out the stuff, which I believe is the technical term. So we'll just wait for that mining robot to be finished. Awesome, and indeed badass. Let's produce another mining robot. Doop, doop, doop. New colonist, nice. I'm going to leave him there, because at this point I really want to start getting light bulbs, and I've got enough food, I've got enough production for now, but light bulbs is where it's at. Another mining robot. Boop, boop. Cool. So, if only to get people to stop complaining. Actually, no, I'm going to dump down a university, because on this planet we're going to have a lot of is that a wasteland? It's just grassland. We're going to have a lot of people hanging around for various reasons, which will become clear later on. So with the university, I believe the light bulbs are doubled. So rather than one light bulb per colonist, you get two. And that's going to mean a lot as time goes on. So yeah, I think that's probably the most pertinent thing we want to do. Again, just going to leave them there. Tech level 1. Anti-bee disturber. I fail reading. Anti-bee disturber, and an anti-spy satellite antennae. I don't really know what they do. Gotta be honest with you. I seem to recall never actually using them. Anti-spy satellite antenna, I believe later on you get spy satellites, so you can use to look at planets. And I think one of them hides an area of the map, so you can't see what's being built. Can't remember what the other one does. It might shoot down antennae, maybe? It is a mystery. Oops, don't press that. Don't quit game. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys can hear the music well. I turned it fairly well down because it goes on forever. I mean, it's pretty badass, don't get me wrong, but it does go on forever. Right. Oh, here is what we're looking for. Oh, yeah. So, spy satellite. Irrigation unit. Huh. No, that's something else entirely. I was trying to remember if that was the what I was thinking of, and I thought food robots on fertile grounds is where it's at, but no, that just changes deserts into grassland, I believe. Yeah. Exploration ship is badass. That's cool. We'll be getting on to that later. You see this design? Does that look familiar to you? It looks familiar to me. And a spy satellite, which won't really be useful until later on. So yeah, cool. We now have a lot of light bulbs. As soon as the university is produced, which is now, we're going to dump these guys. In fact, I don't really need much more research as it stands right now. So what we want is much more production. Now, think about it, we might be nearly full population. I believe it's every 1,000 population we get a new colonist. So pretty soon we're going to want to start looking at cities. It's just the way it is. I'd be able to say my throat is getting rather hoarse. I should take a sip. Right, so mining robot produced, done, dusted. Dump down another mining robot. New colonist. If you've got a lot of spare food, the colonists, after a while, really, they fair start pouring in at a frightening rate. That's a good thing, especially for the starting planet, for, again, reasons which I'll explain later once I actually start putting these things into motion. That's the last mining robot I'm going to produce. I'm now going to produce a exploration ship. Less for my benefit, more for yours. I remember back in the day I gave up on the idea of exploration ships, but they're pretty cool, so I'm going to get on it. Right, get a city complex. Not enough energy production. I remember that used to be a problem, so nuclear power plant. Oh, we also don't have a medical centre. I can't remember what medical centres used to do. That's interesting. Anyway, we have crap tons of jungle, so I'm just going to dump it down here. Done. Nuclear power plant right in the middle of a fragile ecosystem. That's the way to go. Right, exploration ship. We're going to send him out into the cosmos rather directly. Nearest planet here. Might as well. Explorat. We click on the ships we want to send, say OK, and off they go. We'll give him a couple turns to... it's lagging just ever so slightly, and it's making my clicks a little touchy. Below. The planet is not inhabited. Fath, a new colonist. Well, that's cool. I'm going to keep him spare, once again, purely for research purposes. Oh, that's an interesting planet. Fish are good. So yeah, it takes a few turns to explore a planet, so it's pretty slow, and yeah, what happens is eventually once you explore the planet, you discover alien life, or not, as the case may be. You know, there are fish there. I'd be interested to see if you actually discover, like, fish, or any life. If you discover no life, you're going to be highly disappointed. So what happens is you discover life. And then word gets back to the homeland. Basically, we're apparently pioneers who have left a decadent and bored federation whose only joy in life is to hear about the things those colonists are doing. So they like to reward us it's like the only way they help us is by rewarding us for finding life. I think there may or may not be other interactions, but nothing springs to mind. So, yeah, the better the alien life you find, the better the reward. Which is good. And nuclear power plant is finished. So, wasting no time, let's throw down a city complex. You know, I think that guy's being wasted there. I'm going to wait until we're done with that city complex, and then I'm going to build another mining robot. Ooh, new life form. So IQ rating 1. That's crap. Yes, from the Empire, that's it. Rectoris Ashen, Department of Foreign Affairs. Congratulations, Discovery. Would you like resources? In which they send us a space truck full of stuff, equal to the kind of value of the alien life you found, or Fleet Force, which is a ship. They'll probably just send us a fighter. So I'm going to have that sent to Fath. Yeah, fighter. Cons, military base in Tau City. He's cool. I like the little city in the background. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Right, so now that's done, I'm going to move him to 18. And keep going. So I'm going to build a robot as well. Because again, we're at the point where we really want to see some building power. We're getting to the point where we really want to start looking at... I'm going to build a medical center just in case, because I literally can't remember what's happening. I think you maybe get a plague or something if you don't have it. I should probably build a granary as well. Cetus. That's the less valuable planet, looking at it. It's kind of not really got much going on there. Yeah, it's really dull. But the tactic I found when I was younger was not to cherry pick the planet. There's just no point playing that way. You really have to just get out there and take everything. There is an opposing force out there, and I'm not going to talk about them until it actually happens. Oh yeah, by the way, you collect spare toenails and can devote them to building things quicker. So if you need something in a hurry, you can spend the toenails to get more. So, like I just done, I good at English. No life on 18, which is of course sentence. So that's disappointing. Sometimes you find nothing, sometimes you find an IQ 1 bug. Sometimes you find a highly intelligent and articulate race and they send battleships to help you, which is always badass. Right, so we've got really everything here we want. Yep, we really do. Cancel that. What's our population like? Pretty decent. We might want to build another city fairly soon. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to build food robots in the rest of these fertile ground sites. As mentioned before, if you have a lot of food, colonists are going to pour in. And now, when we build a colony ship, we can send those colonists out to other planets. And there's not really a maintenance charge or anything in this game. So once they're out there, they're fine, and it doesn't really matter how much you build. It's just about how much you build and how quickly is what matters. Luma! This planet is also not inhabited, which is nice. Ooh, oil and fish. That's pretty cool. I also want to build a barracks, because if something bad comes this way, I want to be able to respond in kind. Bop. Wow, the food. All of it. New life form! Oh. I'm not interested in the UG sea urchins, thank you very much. Oh, right, send me another bloody fighter. It's better than nothing, I guess. It'll hold them off for a millisecond, maybe? Maybe? Right, I'm also going to send him up there, and I'm basically going to just curve around the back end of the galaxy, because I'm about to... When you send a colony ship to a planet, they also explode a planet. So as I say, I gave up on the exploration ships, because that's that costs toenails you can't really afford at the start of the game. So, landing down the colony ship, you're really better off just colonizing the place rather than spending the time sending an exploration ship. So, I'm going to be colonizing this area of the galaxy first. So, over here, I might not get the chance, because once it's been colonized by the opposing force, I was doing air wiggles with my fingers there, you don't get the chance to explore it. So, it's worth just checking that area out. Tech level 3, we've got a Cobra ship and a snow melting unit. Guess what a snow melting unit does? Yeah, that's right. The Cobra ship is a more powerful warship and it's pretty nice to have around. I'm going to build another city just in case. Oh. I'm going to build a nuclear power plant and then I'm going to build another city just in case. I feel like I'm dragging my feet here. I'm actually getting a little bit worried. And he's going to stay there. He's not going to do anything. Oh man. Oh, Gaia. Gaia. I don't know. That's a nice planet. These diamonds here are minerals, valuable minerals of some kind or other. Let's find out. Yep, metals. I knew something. Something fishy about that sea. Hmm. Oh, more fertile ground. Five nuclear colonists. So yeah, they're fair pouring in. quickly build the city, very quickly, because these guys are going to start pouring in. Dump that one down here, like the commuter belt. Pulsar Destroyer is yet another more powerful ship. You see, so research happens very quickly once you start playing this kind of way, where you've got a lot of colonists hanging around doing nothing, waiting for a colony ship to free up. New colonists, ooh, carnivorous fish. IQ 2, I'm going to ask for Fleet Force. 20 points. I don't really know what the Empire points count for. I think that determines part of your endgame score, maybe? And I'm going to have him sent to Fath as well, because why not? Dreadnought. So, yeah, Dreadnoughts in this are nothing of the sort. They're actually one of the lesser kinds of ships. See, compared to the 50 of the Pulsar Destroyer, the Dreadnought at 16 isn't terribly impressive. So yeah, cancel that. Actually no, we want to build colony ships now. And we want a ton of colony ships, because as mentioned before, there's not really any cost to them. So I'm going to click this button, which means unique means once they build once, they'll stop. Permanent means once they build it, they'll keep building it and will never stop. I've had times where I've just had like hundreds of colony ships just because I've forgotten to check and stop them from actually building the colony ships. So yeah, I'm just going to let them do their thing. Hopefully they won't take too long. And Gaia is explored, isn't it? So I completely wasted those turns. Bop, bop. What shall we call that ship? It seems obvious to call it the Enterprise. You know, it's a bit trite. I might quick build the next colony ship. Thinking aloud. The Exploratron 8000. Right, so we load this colony ship, put the colonists we want up there, pack them in, send them off. Easy as that. Once they get there, we can land wherever we like and start planting away. Fusion power plant and a battle star. Yeah, so the battle star is basically the most powerful ship. Yeah, Battlestar, 64 attack damage, pretty sweet. I'll do some number crunching later because I'm playing on hard and I don't really want to hedge my bets to find out the toenail to scissors ratio as far as their combat ability goes. Because I want the most out of my ships. I used to concentrate on building Cobra ships, but I can't remember why I did that. I think it's just because it looks pretty cool. That was perhaps my only reason. Oh no, don't build a Cobra ship! Oh, build something else. Build others. Colony ship. Yeah, so basically this planet is just going to be the breeding capital of my empire here. I'm just going to finish that off quickly. Pop. Colony ship produced. Oh yeah, so now that I've got ships flying around, let's click on the travel routes. This shows where my ships are moving and what they're doing, basically. It's pretty cool. You can click flight status, which tells us the, let's see. I think that's how long it's going to take them to get to their next destination. Starting destination, rest of the journey, maybe? I don't know. Via Anadir. Oh, that's pretty cool. I can't remember if colony ships give you like toenails if you land on a mountain, so let's find out. It does, that's cool and really useful. So first things first, we want to get enough food that we the colony grows. Is that actually an option? No, it's not an option, so never mind. We'll take him off, we'll put him up there. And first things first, we want to build a mining robot on this oil. Is it oil? Let's find out. Petrol! It is petrol, which is essentially the same thing. That's one of these valuable toenail resources which give you a lot of building power, which is cool. Colony discovers life on Zero. So yeah, it happens pretty much straight away as well, which is really cool. Another flower, fine. Give me some Fleet 4s. God damn. Harumph. So, I think that's enough for this episode. Catch you next time, and we'll colonize this conquest, this colonize, or colonize this conquest, or just start just taking all of these planets and becoming yet another decadent, corrupt empire. Not that that's my aim or anything. I'm not evil. Not evil. Till next time, guys. Ta-ta.